Yeah, sorry, Brit, but a lot of people in the media, especially CNN, MSNBC, they don't want to be criticized. The idea that anyone's going to call their wisdom into question, or their prognostication abilities into question, they don't like that. They never liked it. They never wanted to be called out, not by other media outlets, Media Research Center, whether it's a website or it's a talk radio. They don't like that. They don't like that. They want to be the invulnerable, invincible folks. And I'm talking about some of our other friends on other networks. I mean, we don't always get it right, but you're not immune to criticism either. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. I want to talk a little bit about President Trump's comment today at that Code Talkers ceremony and play the soundbite. Let's watch.
You were here long before any of us were here, although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what? I like you, because you are special.
Now, Brett, I'm not sure why the president had to bring up Elizabeth Warren. I mean, we're not really in the campaign. Not in 2020 yet. I mean, maybe it was on his mind because of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau issue. I don't know. We're going to handle that later in the show. But well, what about that moment? They're going crazy. The left's going crazy about that.
I agree with you, Laura. I don't think it was a very gracious thing for him to do, and he does a lot of ungracious things. Grace is not his strength. He's ungenerous to people. He's constantly carping about people who are much smaller than he is. I'm not sure what that accomplishes. But I don't think it's a threat, and I don't think it's racist. Your earlier segment brought this to light as well. That term is flung around with abandon today, and it is a tragedy, because the great achievement of the Civil Rights Movement, greater even than the important laws that were passed, were the consensus that it brought about that racism is wrong and not to be tolerated. And an overwhelming, prohibitive majority of Americans feel that way. And for that term to be flung around with abandon is an abuse. And there's been much too much of it. And I think that for Elizabeth Warren to call it a racist slur is unfair. It's wrong. She's a big girl. What he said was essentially harmless, if crude. My view of that is just move on.
All right, Brett. I really appreciate it. I mean, it is kind of funny, but it's probably not necessary. And I've seen President Trump be incredibly gracious toward people. He is very gracious, and he can turn on the charm when he wants to. But there, he had to hit the dig into. Well, at least he didn't call her Pocahontas, Brit. Look at it that way. It could have been even more perhaps ungracious. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And straight ahead, absolute.